hope you're all well. I'm going to be doing a Twinmotion performance demo for you on the new 14-inch M1 Max MacBook Pro. This M1 Max I have here is the fully spec'd out 32 graphics cores version with 10 CPU cores and 64 gigs of the unified memory. Just for your reference, I've also got a 2TB SSD installed, which has been filling up pretty quickly. Although I'm sure I can offload this onto an external SSD at some point. But yeah, for today we're just going to run a test on Twinmotion. Now later on I'm going to do a test with Unreal Engine. So if you do enjoy this content and you want more of it, just give me a thumbs up and comment below. Happy to accept suggestions, so just let me know what you want. Also for this test, going to be running off battery power here, so we can get an idea of how much battery actually gets used in these new MacBooks, especially this 14-inch here, which is a bit, it hasn't got as large a battery as the 16-inch. Now, just for a bit of context, we do have these graphics here from Activity Monitor. We do have a representation of the cores here. We've got the 2 efficiency cores, as you can see, which are probably doing a lot of the background work on my Chrome tabs and whatever other apps I've got around open in the background. But then we also have our 8 performance cores, and I find that these are the ones that largely get used when you're doing work in obviously Twinmotion or Unreal, so or any of the other editing apps really. So that's something to keep in mind when you interpret these. This is just another representation of that. It's just, this is what's happening now, rather than this is just the historical kind of evolution of what's been going on with cores. This here is the amount of GPU that's getting used. So obviously, when I just booted up Twinmotion here, you saw it just shoot up right there. What we'll do is we'll put on statistics here, so you guys can actually see what's going on. So yeah, obviously we're hitting we're getting pretty high FPS here, which is obviously good. We actually haven't got anything on the screen though, so not really surprising. Keep in mind that we are running an external display. This is recording an external display, a 4K 60Hz display. Nothing too intensive, but it is something to keep in mind. We're also running ultra settings for the moment. Might just bump that down for high, and we'll swap between the two as we go on. And lastly, we've also got memory here, and a representation of the CPU percentage and the GPU percentage. Now, I think CPU, as far as I know, this is the percentage of a total core that's actually being used. So 26%, or when I open up, I want to go Twinmotion, see it bump up. There you go, it's already shot up. So it's basically using a core and a little bit more worth of power to get things done. Whereas the GPU, I mean 60% at the moment is going to Twinmotion, but really not doing anything special. So let's open up another scene that will put this more to work. So yeah, there you go. Overall, it does feel pretty snappy. We have, again, like I said, the 60 Hertz display here, but obviously we're kind of pretty much maxing out all that performance. So I'm not really noticing anything abnormal. It's very smooth. If I do put it in full screen though, it should slow things down. Yeah, so it has kind of tanked things by like about 20 FPS or something. Let's see what happens if we bump it up to ultra settings. So yeah, it's still pretty stable. Maybe a little bit of performance hit, but overall it's still pretty good. If we go back out, it should just shoot back up again. Yeah, there you go. So yeah, pretty good. for the moment. Nothing really much to worry about. To really put it at its paces though, let's run a demo in the materials room and let's put some particles on. So if you do like this content, then yeah, please give this a like so we can spread the word about how good the M1 Max really is at this kind of work. We've got a bit of a spinning wheel at the moment. I mean, it does crash occasionally, but on the whole, it's pretty good. I haven't really had too many issues with it so far. I mean, obviously, with any Mac kind of computer, you will have issues with compatibility, but I think for the performance side of things, it's pretty good. Yeah. So let's put in some particles. So let's find. Now, there's a guy around here that's moving around, so let's try and find him. Yeah, it's this guy. All right, cool. So let's put some fire down. Let's burn this place down. There you go. So I think we might have had a bit of a drop in FPS as expected. All right, let's also try and put this fire out with some water coming streaming down from the roof. Fantastic. So, I mean, it seems to be doing pretty well still. Let's just see what graphics we're on again. I think we're on Ultra still. Yep, still on Ultra. Let's put on High. See what it's like. So yeah, it's pretty good. Holding its own very well. I mean, once we come out, it obviously picks up a little bit and like it's noticeably faster when I'm navigating around. But I mean, even still, like this frame rate drop isn't really that bad considering things. So let's bump it up to Ultra, see what it's like. Yeah, a little bit worse, but I mean, overall, it's still really good. Like, the grand scheme of things, not too much to complain about. Let's put it into full screen. Let's just see how much we can really put this thing under pressure. Yeah, that's really hitting it. I mean, but still, it's like still responsive. So, and there's really not that much lag involved, considering how much is actually going on the screen. So, yeah, let's. What we might do, let's try and make a video of this. Let's try and export a video. So yeah, we'll do that. And, we'll export a video here. So now I found out that you can't actually screen record and export a video at the same time. So I will stop it momentarily while this happens. So yeah, exporting the video took about maybe a minute and a half, not too long. I mean, it started off at like maybe 7 minutes, and it went down to about 3, 2.5, and then really it only took like a minute and a half. So it was still pretty quickly. I mean, when you look at the kind of amount of GPU we're using, it's most of it's actually getting used. Memory-wise, we're only really sitting at about 7 max. I don't think we've really gone above that. And as far as CPU goes, it's not too bad in the system. Like, it's definitely well under really what this thing's capable of. I think, especially in these demos, the main thing that's limiting it seems to be that GPU, obviously. But yeah, I will disclaim that I don't regularly use Twinmotion, so as far as compatibility goes and whatnot versus Windows, I can't really comment on that. This video is primarily to be viewed from a performance point of view. I'll also be doing some performance tests later on Unreal Engine, so stay tuned if you want to check out those. If you do have any specific requests, please let me know and I will see what I can do. Otherwise, comment in the chat below with any kind of tips, feedback, suggestions. Happy to hear it. Obviously, this kind of information, there's not a lot out there, especially for Unreal Engine and Twinmotion. So, yeah, I'd be happy to hear what you guys think about this demo in general. I know when I was kind of looking up stuff, there wasn't actually a lot of info out there. So, I'm sure you'll find this quite useful, especially from the more high-end Mac point of view. Otherwise, I'll probably see you guys soon in another video.